Welcome everybody to my workbench again on our project signal generator with dip function. This is part 5 and yeah guys, I finished the board. You can see it's pretty crowded. I have to do some explaining. If we are dealing here with an oscillator, yeah, and an oscillator has to be screened properly, otherwise you get spurious responses. Well, I will try to point things out to you. I put a screen in there, a static screen over the top. This is the grid where the coils get connected to. That's G1 and this is G2. There's high voltage. This is actually, now I'll show you on the schematic later on. Anyway, that has to be screened. So the other point we have to do is that we avoid that we get in contact with this side. So any side actually. Any connection, see this is a connection from anode 5, pilot capacitor to the grid of that how you call it, cathode follower. Yeah, if you are working that way, I'm just cautious. You have to shield yourself. So you have here a connection with 100k and the 39. They should actually come together. Yeah, so you can put it in two ways. You can put it straight over the top here, but the chances are you get some influence or response and what you don't want. So what I do then is connect a wire here, go over the top and go to the point where I want it and connect it up there. You see that connection has no influence on the whole of that schematic or whatever. Yeah, and the same thing will happen if you have to have high voltage on that point. If you can go with a wire over the top, there's always a possibility you do something stupid there. So we do the same thing, go over the front and connect it up there. Okay, that's well, there's experience, guys. So stay well away from other points. Yeah. Another point that I have to make is if you see, I'll have to adjust the camera on. See if we can with the schematic, see if we can get that out of the way. Get that out of the way. So what I said to you is G1 or the entrance grid is here at the bottom with the 1 meg resistor here, yeah, and G2, or yeah, the G2, or the screen grid is up here and it's right there. Okay, that's under. You can see that on the schematic. See, they can't see each other, so they can't influence each other either. So that is cathode. 7 is cathode. Cathode is straight on to ground. Straight on to, you have to have the connection here. Number of, have a look. That's number 3. And number 2 and number 3 is on ground, so on that schematic anyway. So we put that to ground, so we put that static screening over the top, solder down to the midpoint of the socket, onto the point from the cathode, and you have straight one. Never ever do that side as well. You make a loop, a ground loop. And if you have a ground loop, you have hum. So if you have hum, you have other funny things. So you shouldn't do that. We don't have any reason to put a screening over that, but I've still grounded that at that middle point and that one too. Just the precaution that anything is well, doing things, it goes to ground anyway. So yeah. Yeah, that's that. So the only thing we have to do now is to mount the thing. But I have to get to do the next part, so I'll reposition the camera. So long. Okay guys, I've done that. You see, I've done here things, and again I was thinking about those things. You have here the connection to G1, and you have here that the yellow wire goes to the tuning capacitor, and you have here one green wire here up to here that goes to the other side of the tuning capacitor. The other tuning capacitor is a butterfly one, and you have a connection here also. And because of spurious responses, I will replace those with a coaxial cable, a thin coaxial cable. I got it here, a little piece. There you go. That's just a piece of coaxial cable that I'll put in there. I will go on one side of that, put that on there, and connect them up to the points. That's what you have your leads screened, so you can't have any influence from outside will be able to have any influence on that. Okay, that's very important. Any influence that can cause spurious responses. So the other point is that there's both sides. The other point is here we have the connection to the screen grid. You have to do that at the same time, the same way. We will do that with a coaxial cable, just to be sure. And then we have another connection here. There's high voltage. That is the midpoint of the two RF coils. That is can you see that? No, you can't see that. So I'll point the camera to it, hold on. I will zoom in a bit and refocus. Okay. Okay. You see here, the midpoint. That is where the high voltage will come from. And that will be, let's have a look, where are we? Right there. The 68K is that one, with the capacitor is that one, yeah, that will be the connection onto that point. So that if you, I'll turn it around again, hold on guys, it will be difficult though. And so put it up here again and zoom out a bit, sorry about that, and we'll refocus. Okay. If you put it in there, like that, that's the way it has to go in. Alright, now you can see this wire will float. Yeah, that's not that wire, but this will be the same. This wire will be floating. So if you have any field or whatever on there, this will cause spurious response. So we have to screen that as well. So we won't do that. It's actually easy. You have a grounded point here. Yeah, you connect your lead up there. The other side, again, don't use the ground as an braided wire, so that you don't use the screen of that on the ground again. You cause a loop, and as you cause a loop, you cause harm, you have funny problems, so you shouldn't do that. Anyway, that's the way you see everything comes together here. Just have to put on the wires. Yeah, this one here. That's the entrance from the attenuator, so it has to go on the bottom here. The screen is not put on there, so I have to use this connection here, get the screen off, solder that onto ground, and put the middle onto the capacitor. So I have to do that way. You have to do all sort of things to keep it into place, but then again you have to do it that way. That's the other way. There's no other way around that. So then, if you all have done that, you put it that way in, and you can see straight away what's going to happen. You have if there is a field, there's a minimum field on that side. There will be a minimum field, but there will be a field. So you see this, if this print goes here, it will be connected that way. You can see there is some room there, but there's still always the possibility we have an influence there, so we will avoid that. So we will put this in, put it aside, put this in, right there. Hold on, that way I suppose. So you have a bit of room on the left hand side, and we have a bit of room on the right hand side. So we can kick past with the capacitor here, and with our lead for our high voltage, and we can get all the things what we want in there. So it can be actually go straight up to there anyway. So I don't know yet. So it will follow itself. So that you see you have a separation. Now you have just a separation. If you put in the print that way, then you have no influence whatsoever. So that's the way to do it. So you are in advance screening for something, but it's probably not there. So but anyway, we do it anyway. So the point is, if there is anything there and you haven't done it, you're in serious trouble. So you have to take in advance. It could be the case that it is possible that, then put it there. Okay. So make sure when you put that in there, you don't make any shorts on this point here on the tuning capacitors. So you have to mount it that way. So we solder that at 3 points. We put it that the wires on the way. Anyway, we'll cut that corner off. We won't have that. And yeah, don't do that anyway because I forget this way. So I have to keep it this side anyway. So, and if it comes to it, I will drill a little hole here, so that the capacitor comes in that little hole, feed them through, and then we can connect up G1. Okay. Yeah. Then we have this all done. We have that screened. So I told you in the other video I would with these two switches we have up there, what switches the dipper on, and our signal generator. I told you I would use some relays for that. Well, I'll change my mind. Don't be surprised. I will put that on top that way, and I will screen the switches like that, and I won't have any trouble of that either. So we can go then with our bars where we like. So we go over the top there to our transformer will be on that side, on the left hand side. Can you see it? Yeah, on the left hand side. There will be. Could be I will change my mind and put them here. I don't know. Anyway, there is probably a little transformer has to go in there to check modulation. I think about that. There is a possibility to do that. Modulation of other things. I think if that is valuable. I have to think about that. Anyway, so far so good. We have done that. I'm not waiting now waiting for Fritz to send me my capacitors, and that's what it is. Okay guys, so far so good. Anyway, I was called away just a moment ago, so I had to interrupt the recording. Sorry about that. You can see a little board here. That will be our board where we put our dipper on, and that will consist of two valves with mini sockets. And yes, that is the next thing we have to do. But then again, we, as I said, Fritz has to send me my capacitors, so he has to go on the bottom here. that will be well, hopefully the next week, or the end of this week or next week, I don't know. It's Sunday today, so we'll just say next week is next week. Friday, I hope on Friday I will have my capacitor. So I will see where I can get my print in. There are only two valves involved, so I can put them on the left hand side. So you see my that little choke is in the way a little bit. So what I could do is there are certain parts where I have to go in here. That will be quite crowded as well. So I have to have a look at that. Let's have a look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 parts. Yeah. And that will be the dipper. It will consist of an EF95 and an EC92. EC92s are good to 180 megahertz, so they are quite good. And I will use the EC92 as a grid detector. So grid detectors don't need a very high voltage to detect. So that will be influencing our meter. The current of that valve will be measured by this meter. So we have as the current goes through, the meter will deflect at a certain amount, and as soon as the coil or the detector will get in resonance with the signal that's coming in, the current will change, and that will, you can see that on the front on the meter, and that's why we call that a dip meter. Okay, a grid dipper is a version that you use also in the same manner. Only the grid dipper is an oscillator. This is a detector. That's a different thing. But it dips. It has a dip. So if you use an oscillator, then you can use the coil and the tuning capacitor to match another coil and tuning capacitor on a certain resonance. The oscillator will resonate on a certain frequency, and if that coil and that other tuning capacitor are in resonance on that frequency, then you also will see a dip on that meter. Okay, not that meter, but the dip meter on the grid dipper. Okay, I'll show you one. Okay, hold on. I'll show you my grid dipper, and one of the grid dippers. This one I built myself. I'll put them in front. Let's see. I'll put them down a bit further away. So I'm going to refocus that for a minute. Okay, guys. Now, if you put that on, I'll move them up a bit. See, if I put that on, and you can see straight away, he will give you the frequency. Yeah, you can do that on absorption, and you can do that on grid dipping on frequency. It is oscillator, and that is absorption. This has that function. Now you see that say also a similar meter. This meter will when it's oscillating, given, well, put the coil in there, otherwise you won't see it along. Okay, sorry about that, guys. I'm a bit slow today. I have to be a bit cautious. I hurt my back, so that happens too. I put a coil in, there you go, this goes to from the 40 meter band is that, yeah. Now you can see if it's with a switch them on. We have on dipping on G, you have to put that up, you see the meter go. I have a frequency here, 5.5, something like that. So if that LC or coil tuning capacitor is a resonance on that frequency, then that will happen, this will happen then. Up. See? And that's the same thing as this meter is going to react on that side, okay? That's I think that's the way to show you. Otherwise there are people that didn't see this this meter, they never saw any meter like that, so then you understand what's going to happen. So anyway guys, I will get this board on the road as well, so I have to if you really, well, I'll tell you straight, I won't put that schematic on the net because it's in the book. I'm prepared to give you the schematic if you're interested. But I won't put it on the net. I won't do that. Yeah, I think that is the best thing to do. If you're really interested, you want to build this kind of thing. But it's not for beginners, anyways, guys. It's nothing to do with intelligence and whatever. It's just you have to be capable also with building. You have to have some building experience anyway. So anyway, guys, I will start this off. Get my print in order. This has to go in here. That's the intention. You see the problem straight away if you go in front of it. You get too far away from our tuning capacitor and our coils, so we don't want to have that. So we have to go back in here. Yeah. Now there's another. Straight away there's another problem occurs. It's on the floor. We have how big is our capacitor here? How far does it go back? I don't know that. So that's why I need my capacitor. And the other point is I have to cut this a bit off. Yeah. And then again the sockets have to stick, once they will stick too far in front, so I have to go forward, so I have to get some corner out of there, somehow, sorry about that. And yeah, and only 2 coils in there, so I think it will be able to put it on there. Anyway guys, I will stop the video here and I will go on and come back to you when I have more, okay? Welcome guys again. So I'm a bit busy, so I'll show you. I finished this board off, you can see it. I checked everything, or every soldering point, check that one so it's properly soldered, because if you don't do that then you have a lot of trouble later on. So the only thing that is open now is the connections from, you can't see that from here, onto the switch and so on, you know, I told that before. Furthermore, I completed our dipper. Yeah, that is our detector, and that is our separation valve. You can see it here. So I connected that all up, ready to go. And yeah, I'll stop the camera for a minute and I'll show you. Okay, hold on. Okay guys, I'll turn them a bit further. That should be okay. Okay, you know what I told you, there has to be a separation in here, and he will go that way, in there, like that. And we put this one here underneath here, and hopefully it will be there for a minute. Stay there. Okay, that's how it should look. That's how it's going to be. So I have to make some considerations still, but then again we're far ahead of ourselves, so the connections to one another has to be made, so we can measure. Then we have to finish off our switches here. I have to do that still. I think I'll do that on the next video, so I'll put everything in. We go through the motions, we test this and we test that, and then we test them together, and then we test them again with an oscillator and all together. So that's all future. I will do my best to get everything in order. Well guys, there's not much to report. I'm still waiting on Fritz. Oh dear Fritz. I had a long phone call with him over the weekend. That was rather nice actually. More at least an hour or something. We talked about the past and so on, what all was, and yeah, all was changed, and how shameful it is that it's not there anymore, and so on and so on. And having a good moan up anyway, and enjoyed ourselves by talking about it. So anyway guys, I think I'm going to conclude the video here on this point, and I will see you on the next video. And if you enjoyed this video, then give me your thumbs up or subscribe. That would be even more nice. See, you are free to give some comment. I will leave the comment open so we can give comments. Anyway guys, don't be afraid to ask something or whatever. I'm glad to address your questions on the video. So the questions you ask, I will give you the answer on the video. So and I probably can explain it a bit better to you if you don't understand it. So anyway guys, I want to leave it at that, and I will see you on the next video.